I'm trying to live again. I wanted to do some readings. I was thinking of just doing some readings for my channel, and then I was like, okay, I have a little bit of time, so why not go live? So we'll see who's able to join. Welcome to everyone joining. We're going to do some readings. If you want a reading, just let me know in the comments. If you have a specific question, I'll pull a card on it. If not, I'll just pull a general card for you. I'll probably just start with some general readings, or if you have any manifestation questions, ask me, ask away. I just would like to start doing some live. So I have some cards here if anyone wants me to pull a card for them. This is completely free. Or if you have questions about manifestation, law of assumption, all the things. So feel free to say hello. Let me know where you are joining from, you know, all the good things. So I'm just going to pull a card off the bat, and you guys can let me know if it resonates with you, and then I'll keep an eye on the comments in case anyone wants a card just for them. Okay, what's the general energy going on? See if anything comes out. Okay. I have Angel of Balance coming out. Okay, so this is a message to like make sure you're balancing. So whatever area of your life this fits, okay, use your intuition and see. But just making sure you're balancing, like pouring into yourself is what I'm getting intuitively off this. So like, yeah, we have our human things we need to do. We have our day-to-day things we need to do in the 3D, but like making sure that you're also pouring into yourself, nurturing yourself, meeting your own needs, paying attention to your emotions, like slowing down, really noticing how you feel, that kind of stuff. If you want me to pull a card for you, let me know. Oop. Okay, envy. Okay, so this card came out, envy. No, this isn't necessarily what it looks like. Like I wouldn't get scared and be like, oh, jealousy, envy. But you can see really clearly here the dark and the light. And what I'm getting with this is, you know, part of the balancing that you may be being called to do is take a look at where are you embodying a state of lack, meaning you're viewing yourself as separate from what you want. Because when these uncomfortable, lower vibrational energies come up or emotions, it's not because we're bad or evil or, you know, nothing like that. It's literally just because you're viewing yourself as separate, like, right? You're believing in duality, you're believing in light and dark. And so one of the best ways that you can balance, like that angel balance card that came out, is by just noticing where are you embodying a state of lack. So something I want to talk about just based off that as it pertains to manifestation is, you know, where people really struggle to manifest what they want. Like, because oftentimes I see this with clients, they're like, I want this thing. I know what I want to manifest. And they're really trying, they're doing the techniques, they're doing all the things, they're hiring all the coaches, you know, and doing all the programs. But the reason they're not manifesting what they want is because they're not viewing themselves as the person who has that thing. They're viewing themselves as separate from it, right? We see this with, you know, in relationships, we see this in money, we see this in health, right? Like people will be like, oh, well, other people have the great bodies, other people have the great health, but not me, or other people get relationships, other people get chosen. You know, people will manifest third parties, all this kind of stuff. Other, you know, people will be like, oh, well, rich people, you know, are this way, and they don't identify themselves as a rich person. So one of the quickest ways to allow your desires in is to stop telling those stories that you're separate from it. Okay, so adjacent possibilities came up in reverse. This is like, again, ties into the reading. And guys, by the way, I'm just doing some general readings now. If you sorry, I don't want to join the live. I think sometimes it's accidentally because I've had that when I watch lives. But if you want me to pull a card just for you, let me know in the comments. This is totally free. I'm happy to pull a card for you. So one of the ways that we keep ourselves separate from our desires is we are so focused on thinking that it can only come in one way. You know, when we're hyper focused on like, it needs to look like this, you know, we're not open to all of the possibilities. So what Spirit's saying, yes, I will do a card for you. I finish this one for sure. Clean and classy living. I would love to pull a card for you. Okay, so one of the things you can do is say, I'm willing to see things differently, and understand that the universe is totally unlimited and how it can bring your desires to you. So one of the ways to stop feeling separate from it is to just be open, relax, you know, stop hyper focusing on that thing and just choose to trust and know that everything's working out for you, because I promise it is. Okay, clean and classy living. How do you actually make yourself feel it? I have tried everything. Okay, so I actually just recorded a video that I'll post tomorrow. Like I was recording content to like post throughout the week, but I'll share with you briefly. One of the best things, you feel like you're trying everything, it's like you're trying too hard. So one of the cards that came out earlier, I was talking about like, what state are you embodying? Are you embodying a state of not having it? Because when you're identifying deep down as the person who doesn't have what you want, like you're going to be trying, you're going to be chasing. So you've probably heard this quote that says, I don't chase, I attract. And it's hard because when we're used to experiencing life of like not getting what we want, like let's say money's hard for us, or health is hard for us, or love is hard for us, it's like almost impossible for our logical brains to like understand what it would be like to have that thing be easy, right? Like that can kind of be a big jump to go from like not having it to like having it. And I know a lot of people say you have to embody the state of the wish fulfilled, you have to feel like you have it. And like, yeah, you can use tools and subconscious reprogramming and like affirmations and things like that and work on your self-concept to kind of like normalize it to your brain, because your brain learns off repetition. So even if you are like, okay, I have this thing, whatever you want to manifest, be like, this is easy for me, this is mine, I'm meant to have it. And you repeat that over and over, even though you're not going to believe it at first. With repetition, your brain is going to soften over time and be like, okay, I'm accepting that this is the new story, you know? Because so often what people are doing when they're trying to manifest, they're trying so hard that actually the story they're telling under the surface when they're chasing is, I don't have it. It's not here. Okay. So that can be hard. Okay. So you're saying you do that, you get results, then fail. Okay. So for me, what I'm getting off the bat is I would work doing subconscious reprogramming, because oftentimes like we can hustle and like, you know, work really hard and get it. But if we don't actually deep down identify as the person who that thing is normal and natural for, we're going to sabotage it every time. It's like people who win the lottery, like they come into alignment with it for a split second. Like they let the money in, but if deep down they don't believe they're worthy of money, if deep down they don't believe they're capable of handling large amounts of money, if deep down they don't identify as someone who has large amounts of money in their bank account, like it's going to leave. Like they'll manifest crazy expenses, they'll squander it, you know, whatever. So what I found the most important thing is to work on your self-concept and reprogramming. I actually have a self-concept guide if you want to look at that. It's at the top of my page. But clean and classy living, let me pull a card for you and see like what you most need to know at this moment. Like what's your most important message to help you with this? And of course, guys, if you want, you know, if you're not following me, follow me, because this is what I post content on all the time. I love helping people with this because this is something I really struggled with. Okay, cornucopia. Okay, this ties in perfect. Okay, clean and classy. This is for you. This card is all about abundance. Do you see like the little like fairies or whatever in here? It's like focus on magic and miracles instead of focusing on how hard it is. I want you to just tune into this energetically. I want you to pay attention to your body. How do you feel when you think about it's not happening? It's been forever. I've been trying, it never lasts. Like, how does that feel in your body? I guarantee you it feels tense and stressful and like, like just sick, right? But if you tap into, wow, there are infinite ways that this can happen. I know for sure, tightness in your stomach. Yep. And see all the yellow in here, solar plexus. This is all about your self-concept, your self-belief, your confidence. So that's things you could work on. When you tap into, when you choose to switch that, like understand that that's just your old story. That's just your old negative, and switch into more than enough is available. This is an abundant universe. Everything is here for me. It's possible. Just because I've experienced life to be difficult up until this point doesn't mean that I can't experience something new. And literally focus on abundance in any area. Okay, so it doesn't matter. This is like Abraham Hicks talks about this a lot, but I think a lot of people don't understand what they mean by that. They're like, if you could just feel good, things would fix themselves. So like, it can look like everything's going wrong, but I guarantee you, you can find something in your life that's good. You can find one area of your life that's abundant. Do you have an abundance of time? Are you in a great relationship? Do you have great friendships? Are you beautiful? Do you have great health? Do you have more than enough money? Or like, what is it? Like, so find something, even if it's completely unrelated to your manifestation. In fact, because you're feeling so much resistance, because you have so many like disappointing, like you have this loop of disappointment of I try and it doesn't work, or I get it and it fails. Like, because you have that going on, your path of least resistance is to focus on happiness, joy, abundance in an area completely unrelated, and let go of trying to figure it out. Okay. This is about trusting that magic and miracles will happen for you, trusting that it's normal for you. And you can at the same time work on your self-concept, work on your worthiness, work on like, I deserve for this to be easy. I want it. I got it. Like, what I want is naturally drawn to me. I just have to get out of my own way, like trusting the universe. There can be a lot of layers to this. I would have to like, work with you one-on-one to like understand everything that's going on. But what you're being told is that your path of least resistance is to focus on abundance some way, somehow. And you can tell if you're tapped into this energy based off, are you feeling tight and tense? Like you said, you feel kind of sick to your stomach and tight when you're in that lackful state, like stressed, choose to soften, open up, relax. That is the open, receptive state. That's abundance. Okay. So I hope that made sense. Let me know if that resonates. I'm going to scroll back and read the comments. Okay. Lissy says, hello, does Bit miss me like I miss him even though we're not talking right now? Okay, so these aren't really, let me just clarify, guys. I'm not that type of reader. I don't like really predict that. I'm more so about helping you focus on what you can shift within you to align to your desires. Okay. I try not to be like one of these disempowering readers. That's like not my area of expertise. But Lissy, if you want me to pull a card for you, like around like what you need to know, what you can focus on to shift your energy, let me know. I would love to pull a card for you. And then Clean and Classy, let me know if that abundance card resonated for you. Okay. Chick says, sorry, I'm just going to kind of shorten the names because I don't know how to pronounce them all. Chick says, how do you deal with letting go of the old story that feels so real when it comes to health? Okay, this is a good one. Guys, I healed myself from an autoimmune. I used to have really bad acne, and I used to have like IBS, which then turned into an autoimmune, like leaky gut, all the things. Okay, so this was an area in my life where it was like, ever since I was a child, I had digestive issues. What I affirmed with that, and this affirmation, let me know if it resonates with you, and I'll pull a card for you too if you want, was that health is my birthright. The natural state of my body is to be in a perpetual state of healing. Okay. So it was like, and with that, I did the distraction thing too, right? So like I was experiencing a lot of pain in my body, but I knew intuitively that like me sitting around didn't do a whole lot to like help me feel better. Now, granted, some people may be bedridden, maybe this advice isn't going to be exact for you, but you could use another distraction. But what I would do is I would go get out in nature. And even though my body felt stiff and tight and my belly was bloated and I just felt sick and I felt awful about how my face looked because I didn't want to go in public because I had acne. It was just like so many things. I had so much resistance. I would just go and I would put my headphones in and listen to a positive podcast, and I would just enjoy nature. And what I noticed as I did this consistently was like anywhere from like 10 to 30 minutes in, I didn't feel any pain anymore. And what this was teaching me, what I was starting to learn at that point along my journey, this was several years ago, was the mind-body connection. How like nothing shows up physically unless like we're holding it internally, like as a story, right? So it's like, you get more of what you focus on. If you're sitting in your pain, which trust me is so easy to do, and not just in health, this can be like if you're having relationship issues, if you're having money issues, I get it. Like the problem is like right in your face, but you gotta like zoom out and get yourself away from it and like do something to allow yourself to like shift the energy, okay? Because what we focus on is what we're going to experience more of. And I know it's like when there's a bad car crash and everyone just wants to watch, right? You're like feel obligated to hyper focus on the problem, but hyper focusing on the problem only makes it worse. And if you're experiencing health conditions, health issues, I guarantee you've experienced this. The more you try to fix it, the more specialists you see, like the worse it gets. So just zooming out, go with a general affirmation like, it's normal and natural for my body to heal. I'm going to trust the infinite intelligence within me to heal this. Nothing is too big for the infinite intelligence within me. Something like that. Let me know if it resonates, and then let me know if you want me to pull a card for you. Okay. Hang on, let me go back. So, Chick, let me pull a card for you, and then I see the other people asking for cards. I will get to you. I'm just going in the order. I'm going to be on here for a little bit. So thank you to everyone joining. If you're not following me yet, I would love to connect with you further. So feel free to follow. I'm going to do more readings again. I teach mostly manifestation. So when I read, it's always about that, but like, you know, energy healing, all the things. Okay. We got all tied up in reverse for you, chick. Okay. So this is about getting out of your mind. Okay. If you're familiar with traditional tarot, this to me, this card is like the Eight of Swords. It's like you're trapped by your thoughts. Like you feel more stuck than you are. So again, like getting out of the mind about this, especially when you're dealing with body stuff, like you want to get out of your mind and get more into your body. And if you're experiencing pain in your body, likely you're wanting to disassociate, right? Like being in your body is the last thing you want to do, but really working on regulating your nervous system, breathing through any pain. I'm not sure what exactly you're going through physically, but like it all is like an energetic thing, right? Like just being calm and stable within yourself and staying neutral no matter what, telling a favorable story of like, I know that this is healing, and then like distracting yourself, not focusing on it. Focus on what you are free to do, right? So whatever limitations you're feeling, go put your energy somewhere else. Okay. So stop. This is also like refusing to see yourself as a victim anymore. It's like at some point you got to decide who's going to win, you or your 3D, right? Like you get to release the old story and start telling a new story. And at the same time, not obsessing over it. Like go do things that feel fun because you're worthy of feeling good now. And I know that's hard when like we have like a very pressing issue and it's like, seems like it's consuming all of our time and energy, but like the best thing you can do is just redirect your focus. I hope that makes sense and resonates. Let me know. Okay, Mary would like a card. Let's see what's up for Mary. Thank you everyone for being here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. How's your week going? All the things. Okay. Mary has the Sun. Okay. So this is either telling me that like things are really good for you right now and like keep riding that wave, or if you're not feeling this energy yet, you're about to. So one of the ways you can pull this energy in, I'm really getting what's coming up for me is like that whole lucky girl syndrome thing. Have you seen that trend, right? I'm sure you have, of like choosing to believe that you're lucky. Like for me, the Sun, it like brings blessings in every area of your life. So some affirmations you could work with is, I'm the woman who has it all. Everything's always working out for me. Wow, how am I so lucky? How is my life this amazing? And, you know, the good things that are going good, really work those, like really dive into the feeling and like relish in that, like really allow yourself to open up and feel the expansion of the things that are going right, because all that's going to do is magnetize even more to you. And if you feel like nothing's going right, this is your sign that things are about to go really right for you. Okay, so you can let me know if you have any more questions about this or want to let me know more what's going on. Feel free. This is like really magnetic energy. If you feel like nothing's going right, start giving gratitude in advance. That's what's coming up for me. You can give gratitude in advance and just feel the feelings of like relief and happiness, knowing that you get to have what you want, knowing that nothing's off limits to you, because it's truly not. Okay. Let me see. Okay, Tasha. Sorry guys, I'm not good at reading the long names. So Tasha, best advice to get SP. Okay, so anytime we're looking at like, how do I get this thing? Immediately that's an energy of lack. You're identifying as the person who doesn't have that thing. You're hyper focused on outside. And this is not bad or wrong. Like this is a normal human response. This is like how we're conditioned. But one of the best ways to get your SP or to get anything that you want is to take that off the pedestal. Like when you're like, how do I get SP? What you're doing energetically is you've got SP up here and you've got what you need to do up here, even a little bit higher if you want, but if like ethically you just feel like at least make yourself like at the same level. Okay, so what you want to do is decrease the importance of what you want and increase your worth. If you really knew your worth, if you really knew your value, if you knew that you are a catch, if you knew that you are way too good to miss out on, too good to pass up, like if you knew that you are the best option, the only option, you wouldn't be asking this question. Okay, and I say that with love because I've totally been there, not only with SP, but like in other areas of my life too. Okay. So what you want to do to shift that energetically is start working on building yourself up. You can work on your self-concept. I have a self-concept guide at the top of my page, as well as other tools, guys, if you want to look into that. But you want to work on your worthiness. Like, notice, where do you not feel worthy? Where are you not feeling chosen? Is it just the old story, or is it like actual fundamental beliefs about yourself of like, maybe you're not good enough, maybe you're not attractive enough, maybe whatever, or maybe you've got a story going on that like all men or women are players or whatever, you know, like look at these unfavorable stories and start telling the opposite. Start telling the story you want, the way you want it to be. And you can use affirmations of like, yeah, they're obsessed with me, of course they're choosing me, why wouldn't they choose me, like I'm a catch, they know that I'm the only option. Like you can do some affirmations in regards to that, in regards to your SP, but what I want you to focus on, like at least 80 to 90% of the time, is on you, okay? You notice how like when you're not looking for something, like how people always say like they find love when they're not looking for it. You know why? Because instead of chasing love, they're in love with themselves and their lives. So being really present, doing things that bring you joy, work on loving yourself, work on like healing any kind of screwed up ways that you view yourself in regards to love, and like you're like, you know, like do you believe you're lovable? Like work on these things and work on yourself, and watch how magnetic you are and how that will just flow into your life without you even needing to try. That's my absolute best advice on SP. That was like a whole coaching session. Let me know how this resonates, guys. Chick says, thank you. I resonate with this as I have PCOS. Yeah, acne, all the symptoms you had, it gives me hope. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Yeah, I love talking about that, because I love sharing my story with that, because I think like sometimes I know for me, I was going to so many different specialists and like everyone had a different opinion. Everyone was telling me to do different things. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, how am I supposed to heal? And it just seemed like things were getting worse. I'll tell you what, like when I took time to like stop focusing on that and start focusing on my emotions and like working through any, like, so for me, I did work on some like healing, like from childhood stuff, because I'm someone who had a lot of trauma growing up, and I worked on like just feeling better and like, you know, not focusing on what was wrong. Like my body healed really quickly. It was like I understood that the natural state of my body was to be in a constant state of healing. So if my body wasn't healing, it's because I wasn't creating the environment for my body to heal. So you always want to look at like being in a non-resistant state. So whenever we're focused on the problem and feeling bad, we're tight, restricted, we're not letting a lot in. When we can just soften, relax, forgive whoever we need to forgive ourselves for having this experience, you know, just like open your heart, be relaxed, do things that bring you joy, trust that the infinite intelligence within you knows exactly your path of least resistance, and just be, as Abraham Hicks says, like a cooperative component. Like just be in the flow and not focus on needing to know or understand it logically. You'll be amazed at the magic and miracles that take place. Like things can turn around quickly. Like I guarantee you, the doctors are, if you're seeing doctors, they're putting a lot of limits on. I want you to start trusting you're feeling good and watch how things shift for you. And it will shift. I promise you that. Okay. I have actually a self-paced program, Manifest Clear Skin, which you can also like apply everything I teach you in that to whatever other physical symptoms you have going on. I've thought about making a more general one before, but that really covers everything, because I lead you through step by step this inner healing work, you know, like self-concept work as it pertains to the skin issues or like body issues, right? Like going through, looking at any trauma you need to release, following your joy, all of these things. So if you feel like you want system and structure, that's a really good, like super affordable one. You might want to look into that. That might be supportive for you, or like one-on-one, all the things. Chick, I gave you a card, didn't I? I think you got the all tied up in reverse. Let me know if you got that. I'm scrolling back. Okay. Sarah, does Jordan want to get back together with me? Okay. Yeah, I don't do these, kinds of questions, but if you would like me to pull a card for you around like what you can focus on to allow the relationship in, let me know. I just did a whole riff on like how to manifest a specific person. So Sarah, let me know if that resonated for you. Okay. MH, talk about slow movements and not to be triggered. Okay. When you're saying slow movements, do you mean like you feel like things are going too slowly? Like you're not getting the results you want quickly enough? Is that what you mean? Really, when you're feeling triggered, the first thing you want to do always is like stop and breathe, relax, tell yourself you're safe, really work on calming your nervous system. Okay. you when we're reacting, we're embodying a state of a victim, right? We're giving our power away to the circumstances and the people and what's going on in 3D outside of us. And so when you want to really master your reality, at some point you got to break that cycle. You got to break out of that negative feedback loop and be like, see it for what it is. Whatever's showing up that's triggering you, it doesn't mean you need to accept it. Like, don't accept it. Don't accept it as like, that's just how your life goes. But accept that like, this is an old story. And remind yourself that the 3D is not real. It has no power over you unless you believe in it. So stop feeding energy and belief into it. One of the things that keeps people stuck in unfavorable loops over and over is fear. Fear is actually a very powerful emotion. So, remind yourself, I don't have anything to be afraid of. This does not need to be my story moving forward. This is the old story. And I'm so grateful to know that I am in charge of what I create moving forward. And whatever it is that's triggering you, affirm that you get to have the opposite. Be like, that's not my story anymore. And then redirect the energy. And like, if it's people disrespecting you, for example, like, no, I no longer accept this. This is an old story. I forgive myself and everyone else involved for like how this has been showing up. And moving forward, I'm treated with love and respect. And then go in and work on your self-concepts, like active, don't wait till you get triggered. Like when you're triggered, work on calming, being present, reminding yourself you're safe, steering the energy in the direction you want to go. But like Abraham Hicks says, you can get out ahead of it. So notice the unfavorable stories you're telling. Like when you're feeling triggered, where does your mind go? Are you like, this always happens to me? Why don't things work out? Why is there no movement? Why are they not committing to me? Why is the money not here? Whatever your story is, notice what the story is. And then help yourself by, in your free time, ideally in the morning and before bed, telling a new story that's favorable, that lines up with what you want. This is self-concept work. I go deeply into this in my program, Manifestation Mastery. And also I have a self-concept guide. So those are things you could check out if you want. Everything's at the top of my page, my loves. You can check it out. If you're not following me, I would love to follow you or love for you to follow me. We can follow each other. I love to get to know you guys, and I'm going to start doing these lives more often. This is super fun. Okay. So MH, if you're still here, let me know if that resonated. Adam, what if I'm too far down? Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but you're never stuck. I know we can feel like we're stuck, but like if you're feeling victimized by your reality, if you're feeling hopeless, you want to work on, I would say, work on your nervous system. If you need to get support in some shape or form, do that. If you need to hire a mentor, if you need like help, like a therapist, whatever you need, like do what you need, get help, get support. If you're feeling really disempowered, allow yourself to receive support from someone who's going to help remind you of your power. Okay. You're never stuck. I know when we have this loop going for a long time, it feels really real. And when we believe that we're stuck, we start creating evidence of that. And then our brain's like, but look, I'm stuck, I'm powerless, but you never are. And that's the beautiful thing to understand with manifestation, is that we are limitless. There's nothing that we cannot be, do, or have. There's nothing that you've ever fucked up enough that you can't fix it. Okay. Like, usually when we're in that state, a lot of self-forgiveness, forgiveness is work on, because forgiving yourself above all else, that will release so much resistance and help you release old stories a lot more quickly. I hope that helped. Let me know if you want anything else. Okay. MH, having small breakdowns every now and then, does it affect the work we do 24/7, or is that normal? It's okay. So, I see a lot of people saying don't react, and that is true, but like have some grace for yourself. Okay. You're a human. Okay. We're here experiencing duality. It's not always the easiest thing. The breakdowns, like if you're having a breakdown, don't assign a negative meaning to it. Don't make a negative assumption of like, now I can't have what I want. Okay. What you want is always here for you. It's always on the way. And when you're feeling yourself having these breakdowns, which, oh my God, I've been there, I get it. Like, but I hardly ever have them now. And I know how to get myself out of them because I've stayed consistent with this work. I really cannot stress nervous system regulation more. I can't stress that enough, because for me that was like the kicker, like really working on like when I'm having these breakdowns, being like, it's okay, don't judge yourself, be like, it's okay and safe for me to feel my feelings. And even though I'm feeling like shit in this moment, I still get to get what I want. I know that everything's still working out for me. I'm worthy and deserving of what I want. It doesn't matter what's going on around me. It doesn't matter what the past has been. Like the infinite intelligence within me is completely unlimited in how it can resolve this. I trust that I am supported. I trust that I'm worthy. It is all working out for me, you know. And just affirm, like, as you're feeling bad, if you're starting to spiral, like if you're really starting to spiral, just breathe, relax, soften, go do something fun, get off the subject. And as you do this, you're going to notice you react less and less, and the reactions will be less and less. Okay. But, you know, really pay attention to the stories you're telling in those moments, because you always have the power to shift it. Okay. And you can go general, like when you're really feeling triggered, you know, let's say you're really triggered by money. Let's say you get a bill in the mail and you're like, oh my God, I owe so much money, and like money's not coming in and you feel like there's not enough. That would likely not be the most practical time to be like, I'm a multimillionaire. Money's easy for me. You know, like if you can go there, do it. But that might be a time to be like, okay, I trust that this is getting better. This isn't where I end up. I'm choosing to believe that I get to be supported financially. This isn't the end of the world. I'm not going to identify as this anymore. You know, like notice, are you being like, I'm so broke? Like, okay, stop telling that story. Just be like, it's okay. I'm working on my relationship with money and things are getting better and better. And I trust that whatever I need will always be supplied. Life provides for me. I'm provided for. I'm choosing to let money be easier. Kind of work yourself out of that. And if you can then from that point go into a positive rampage of like positive affirmations, and you can really feel like, okay, yeah, I feel better. Yeah, I trust this new story more than the evidence outside of me. Good. If you can't, just go do something fun. Okay. Like just meet yourself where you're at. And that can be a skill to learn, but just practice. And most of all, don't judge yourself. Don't assign a negative meaning, you know? Okay. I keep getting, guys, hang on a second. Oh, hi, Lisa. Guys, I have to pee really quick. I'm trying to figure out how to pause this. Does anyone know how to pause this? This is like my second live ever. Maybe I'll just get up. Sarah, I already told you about your question about you and Jordan will get back together. I don't do readings like that. My readings are to really empower people to like step into their power and get what they want. So if you want a card on like what you could work on for yourself, I'd be happy to pull one for you. I did a whole riff on how to manifest a specific person. Guys, self-love, like taking your desire off the pedestal and putting yourself on the pedestal is going to make you so fucking magnetic, not just in love, but in everything. My ring light turned off. It does that sometimes. Hang on. Give me a second. I have to like unplug it and then plug it back in. There we go. It's working. Okay. So MH says, so the 3D now is old beliefs and the new ones would manifest once the old one is done. Okay, MH, I'm going to explain it to you this way. There's like this old Cherokee, I think it's Cherokee, story where like this grandfather's explaining to his grandson that within each of us are two wolves. One is, you know, everything negative that we don't want, right? Like jealousy, fear, envy, anxiety, lack, all of those things. And the other is everything that we want: love, happiness, abundance, peace, you know, everything good. And the grandson says, which one wins? And the grandfather says, whichever one you feed. Okay. So I go really deeply into this in my program, Manifestation Mastery. Everything's at the top of my page, guys. But really, it's essentially choosing intentionally where you're going to steer your energy, okay? When we look at manifestation from a quantum physics point of view, every probability already exists. Time is not linear, right? Like the past and future don't exist, or they don't exist in a line the way we think. It's all happening right now. It's all available to you right now. So we get more of what we focus on. If you're focusing on the old story and the new story, that's split energy, okay? That is like being double-minded. That's where you're going to feel a lot of internal conflict. That's where you're going to either get stagnation and no movement and no results at all, or you're going to get like partial results and then you lose it and you're flip-flopping between the two. And it's really like emotionally, it's like a roller coaster. It's not fun. You got to be a little bit delusional, right? Like you got to die, like I say in the Bible, like die to your old self, die to the old man, die to that old self concept, die to the old identity. Like that's not your story anymore. Stop picking it up. Like be delusional and fully immerse yourself in the new story. Okay. I love doing this because I like intentionally creating my reality. But if you are not in a space for that yet, like emotionally, if you're not emotionally regulated enough yet, just work on feeling better. Like just work on not telling the shitty stories anymore, you know, like just go general and be like, okay, I'm letting this be worked out for me. I'm trusting that I deserve an amazing life. I'm trusting that the universe is unlimited and how it can bring me my desires. I'm just going to relax, play, have fun, and let it in. Like you can go general. Like there's no right or wrong way to manifest. You got to find what works for you. Like I'm someone who's really up in my head a lot. Like I'm very like intellectual. I like to understand things logically. So I enjoy the reprogramming. I like intentionally scripting out a new story. I like doing that, but like there were times along my journey where I did not have the capacity to do that. Like when I was healing my body from my autoimmune, for example, like I was in so much pain. I felt like such a victim. Like I didn't really understand the law of assumption yet. I wasn't that much in my power. But what I could do was decide to trust that my body would heal. And I just focused on things that felt good. And I focused on like doing things for me that got me out of my head and into my body, even though I didn't want to be in my body because my body felt terrible. That was like an old story I had going on. But like I said, if you were here in the beginning, you might have heard me talk about this. What I would do when I was having a lot of pain is I would go out into nature. This was when I was living in Florida. It was like, and so I had all these reasons, like it's summer, it's too hot, it's too humid, my body hurts, blah, blah, blah. I've got like a breakout. I don't want to be in public. I had all this resistance and I would just be like, nope, I'm just going to go. And so I would put on my workout clothes. I would put in my headphones, listen to a podcast, and I would just walk. I like found like the little trails and parks that were like really beautiful. And I would allow myself to just get present and in the moment. And after like 10 to 30 minutes, it depended on the day of walking and just listening to my podcast and like appreciating nature, I had no fucking pain anymore. It's like, that makes no logical sense. How can you have an immense amount of pain 1 minute and then like in a split second, it's gone? It just proves that it's all psychological, right? Like, so you just got to get out of your own way. So I'm just riffing. I hope this is making sense, guys. Let me scroll down and see if there's anything else. I think I'm going to hop off soon because I have no idea how to pause this. And I had some coffee earlier. Will Benny like his surprise Valentine's Day gift? Okay, my advice to you is just decide that you picked a great gift and he's going to love it. I can't with some of these questions. Sorry, guys. Ashley wants a reading. Sure. Let me pull a card for you. Daddy says, don't overthink and everything should go in ease. Yeah. All your mind into your heart. Okay. Let me pull for Ashley. A card for Ashley. And thank you everyone who's here. It's nice to meet some of you and connect with you. Hi, Mency. How are you? Okay, Ashley, I have storm warning in reverse. So what I'm getting with this is like, the worst is behind you. You can relax now. If there's something that you've been in a lot of fear around, your soul wants you to know that like, it's going to pass over you, you know, like everything's working out. Okay. You don't have, these are like, it may in the physical seem like these fears are very grounded, but your spirit's saying you actually don't have anything to worry about. Okay. So an affirmation that you can use if you are feeling fear, and feel free to comment and let me know if this is resonating or if you have something you want to add so I can like help get more messages for you. But an affirmation you can use if you're finding yourself in a lot of fear is, I am only available for the best possible outcome. Okay. And just know that no matter how things look on the outside, you have the power to override that by choosing to open up to solutions. Okay. But this is really like reassurance that either like maybe you also could be wrapping up a cycle that's been really difficult, or it might be like you're staying consistent and you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Either way, your soul wants you to know that you're really safe and protected, and it's just going to get better from here. Let me know if that resonates. I'd be happy to pull another card for you if you want more on that. Okay, that's all the comments, guys. I'm gonna hop off, but this was really great to spend some time with you guys. I will be back on doing a live again. I feel like the cards were fun and like talking manifestation was fun. This is what I love to do. And then she says step by step. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, I feel like the last couple years of my life, I've had to trust my intuition so much and like lean on faith so much, because there's been a lot of huge shifts for me that I didn't see coming. Like they were in alignment with what I asked for, but they were these steps that I didn't feel ready to take. And it's been like, you know, as someone who's in my mind a lot and likes to try to control and plan things, I had to just learn to be okay with just being shown one step at a time, and just trust that, like, just do what's right in front of you, and trust that you'll be given the next step, and that you're always guided and led. And the beautiful thing about learning to live your life that way is that you're not planning for the future so much. Like, you can plan overall themes, like I want more abundance, I want more love, you know, all these things that we all want. But stop coming up with this plan of how you think it needs to go and how you think it needs to look. And when you do that, you actually open up to like things and solutions and manifestations that are so beyond anything you could have ever imagined. There's so much magic and miracles, but it lies like outside of what you think is possible. So I feel like for me, the things I've gone through the last couple of years that have like kind of forced me to just trust and like kind of operate off blind faith, it's like opened me up to so much more than I ever could have imagined. So yes, step by step. Hello, everyone. Guys, I'm going to hop off for now because I got to go. My phone's dying. I have to use the restroom, all the things. But thank you to everyone who joined. I hope you enjoyed the readings and the talk. It was nice to see some of my friends on here. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye.